Hello, my name's Ian Newton and I'm a Quit Cigarettes in 60 Minutes specialist. There's a couple of purposes for this short video. Firstly, it's a meet and greet, at least for you anyway. I always feel it's important to get some sense of who the person is that you may be doing some work with, and in this case quitting cigarettes, which is a very important step in your life. This gives you an opportunity to decide whether you would like to work with me. The second part is to answer some commonly asked questions. The first is, can you actually quit cigarettes in 60 minutes? And the answer is definitely yes. In fact, over 95% of people within 60 minutes will walk out the door as a non-smoker. And I'm so confident in that statement that I back it up with a lifetime guarantee. The second is, what is it? How do you do it? Okay, it's two things. It's NLP and advanced hypnotherapy. NLP is neuro-linguistic programming. Neuro as in the mind, linguistic, language, programming as in, say, computer programming, reprogramming. So what we do is we look at a concept called anchoring. Now most people, if they see a puppy, they will feel good. It gives them a good feeling. They want to pick it up and pat it. That's because they have a positive anchor with respect to puppies. Other people, and a small number, may have had a negative experience with a dog. So all they see the puppy as is something that makes a mess and it's going to grow up into some big thing that's going to come and bite them at some stage. So they have a negative association. So through NLP, in the session, we will help you create positive anchors, positive associations with being a non-smoker and negative associations with being a smoker. And it blends into the hypnotherapy part. Now, the advanced hypnotherapy, it comes out of two systems from the United States and the UK. And they were very successful quit smoking sessions. They were blended together, took all the fluff out, reduced down, and only kept what absolutely works. And that's why we can do this in 60 minutes. A question that comes up is, isn't hypnotherapy dangerous? Won't I do things that I don't want to do? And the answer is definitely no. There's one important statement here, and the statement is this: you can never do anything that you don't want to do when you're under hypnosis. It's absolutely impossible. Now, I'm sure you've seen TV shows where a group of people run around the stage acting like, complete fools. They're clucking like chickens. Well, if I was running a large group, if there was an auditorium, what I would do before the show, I would seek those people who want to come on stage. They're the exhibitionists. They're already going to do crazy things. They're happy to do it. And from that group, I'd pick a few of the individuals who were the biggest exhibitionists. And they're guaranteed to do absolutely anything. See, the people who don't want to do it, they wouldn't come on stage. There's a slight exception to this. It could be that a person in the audience is very introverted but has a strong desire to sing on stage. And the hypnotherapist says, if you come on stage, you will sing. So that person may decide to come up, and knowing that with the aid of hypnotherapy, they can break through their inhibition and sing. But only if they wanted to do it. That's the important thing. You don't do anything you don't want to do. So I can't make you quit smoking, for example, if you don't want to do it. If you come here because someone else thinks it's a good idea, it's not going to work. Because I can only do what you're prepared to do. It's as simple as that. So it's not dangerous, and we go in and out of hypnotic states all the time. Hypnotherapy is something, trance state is something we're doing all the time. Have you ever driven a car and suddenly realised you can't remember the last few kilometres? Well, in fact, you were actually totally focused. You weren't asleep. Your mind wasn't wandering, otherwise you would have crashed. You were totally focused. You may be watching television and someone comes up and starts talking to you and you don't hear them. That's a trance state. You're just focused on one thing. And that's all we're trying to do, just get you to focus on one thing. And that is quitting smoking and becoming a non-smoker. Another question is about habits. People have all these things, rituals around cigarettes. When I'm stressed, I need cigarettes, and when I have a drink, I need cigarettes, all these things. They are habits, and we deal with every single one of them within the session, and some of them will be unique to you. I remember my lovely old grandmother, who's long departed now, she said, I only have a cigarette when I have a cup of tea. And she had a stool at the end of the kitchen bench where she would sit with a cigarette in one hand and a cup of tea in the other. I'd have to say she drank a lot of tea in her time. But she had this link towards the tea, the stool, the cigarette with relaxation. What she didn't understand at the start, and granted in those times few people did, was that the cigarettes weren't causing her to relax. If anything, they were increasing her agitation. She would have been far more relaxed if she just had the cup of tea. And you'll discover why cigarettes don't cause you to relax in the session. It's part of what we do. So that's the bulk of the questions. You know, is it safe? Yes. Can you do things you don't want to do? No. Is it possible to achieve this? Absolutely. Can we deal with all the habits? Definitely. And we haven't even touched on some of the health aspects. You know, depending on your age, if you quit smoking, you can live an extra 14 years. That's amazing. But it's not just the 14 years. It's the 14 years with quality of life. And then, of course, there's the money side of it. Someone who spends just $20 a week on cigarettes, that's pre-tax money of about $1,300 over the year. And what if you spend $100 a week or $200 a week? And many people do. That's a lot of money. You could be doing something significant in your life. But I will admit that money isn't the biggest motivating factor in stopping, but it is a factor, and that's something we look at. So when you leave my clinic, as a bonus to the session, you'll leave with the information and equipped to handle the stresses in your life that come up. You will leave well equipped to take your life to a whole new level of health. I guarantee you this. Well, thank you very much. Again, my name's Ian Newton. I'm a Quit Cigarettes in 60 Minutes specialist. And if you would like to come to my clinic, just call our number 1300 203 422. Thank you very much.